I had the honor of meeting Judah Samet here in New York City.
What's your name?
You may know him as the Jew who had the entire United States government inside the Capitol sing him happy birthday earlier this year during the State of the Union. I know Judah as a double survivor. That's how he introduced himself to me. My name is Judah. I'm a double survivor. Judah, what does that mean? As I quickly learned, Judah was a double survivor because he showed up a couple minutes late to the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He showed up 3 minutes late to that synagogue. And now he's taken what's happened, the tragedy, and he's been a strong advocate for what's happening. So when I left having that conversation with him, I left with an enormous amount of pride for being a strong and proud Jew. And I hope that many of you here today feel the same after hearing and seeing everyone standing shoulder to shoulder with each other. So I'd like for us to pause to remember the lives of the Jews that we've lost in Pittsburgh, in Poway, in Israel, and throughout the world, who were murdered for one reason: they're Jewish. It is for their memory, and because it is for their memory that we organized here today, that we're speaking up and that we're fighting back with every fiber of our body to say anti-Semitism is anti-American. Let's have a brief moment of silence for the people that we've lost. Thank you. So with that said, there's only one kind of Jew that I know how to be, and the one that my grandmother would hopefully be proud of, and that's a proud Jew. It breaks my heart, and it would probably break hers, to see what's happening to the Jews of New York City and throughout the country, fearing for our lives because we're Jews. Parents are telling their children not to talk about being Jewish or to mention the upcoming Jewish holidays, not to wear Jewish symbols such as Magen David's. Can you imagine? This is 2019 in New York City. This is happening. In New York City, we gather here today to fight for the rights of every minority. We don't let Jewish New Yorkers feel fear for their children and themselves because we don't have Jewish New Yorkers or black New Yorkers or white New Yorkers. We are all New Yorkers. We are all Americans. We are all human beings, and we all bleed the same blood. So we call for unity. We call for less talk, more action. And we also want to say thank you to Governor Andrew Cuomo for recently directing the State Police Hate Crime Task Force to actually step in with regards to the anti-Semitic attacks in Brooklyn. Governor, thank you. And minus some of the elected officials that are here today, that's probably where the thank yous stop, unfortunately. We're calling on Mayor Bill de Blasio, Senators Gillibrand, Schumer, Representatives Nadler, Representative Jeffrey, Rose, Ocasio-Cortez, Maloney, Representative Clark, who represents Crown Heights, and other New York Congress members, whether it's in your district or not, to step up, lock arms with us, lock arms with the Jewish community. We call on the media, from the New York Times to CNN to Fox News, to tell the story that's happening right now.
Yes! No bias!
I had a Shabbos lunch yesterday. There were young men there that were from Baltimore and from Boston. And I said, guys, do you know what's happening in New York right now? And they said, I know what's happening in New York. I had to educate them about the anti-Semitic attacks and the Jews that are being targeted in this country right now. Why is the national media not telling the story of Jews being attacked in our own backyard? So, ladies and gentlemen, today's message is clear. It's time for us to come together to fight for our Jewish brothers and sisters here in New York, in America, the same way that we have stood with every single minority for the test of time. Every single minority needs to stand with us as Jews. We do need to take action now. And we need to tell everyone what's happening and what's happening across the country. New York Jews deserve better from their city. We need to protect all New Yorkers, including Jews.
And stop being in denial.
That's who New York is. That's what being American is all about. Before I close, I want to tell you about all the different coalition partners that are here today. We have Women Fight Anti-Semitism. Yad Yamin New York. Eye on Anti-Semitism. Campaign for Truth. Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Stop Anti-Semitism. The Lawfare Project. The ZOA, the Zionist Organization of America. AFSI, American Friends for Safe Israel. Harut of North America. And if I'm missing any coalition partners, I apologize. But thank you for being here today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for showing that we are not afraid to stand up for what's happening. We'll sing.
Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai.